When the game was announced first time for the Nintendo Switch, everyone was hyped about it. Everyone was talking about it on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, whatever. They were talking about how hyped they were about the game and how they wanted it ASAP. What if you weren't? Now don't get me wrong, he didn't hate the game, nor did he have any ill intent behind it. He just wasn't interested about it. But as time moved on and we saw more trailers, more screenshots, more fan arts, he got a bit interested and said, you know what? Why not? Let's get the game. Let's see what this hype is all about. It's pretty long, but I probably can stream it or something. And let's see if this game is good or not. So he pre-ordered the game and was really excited to play it. But at the same time, he was a bit scared. Because from a little to no screenshot he saw, he was scared that it would associate with him with one of the worst games he ever played. That was me and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I know there was the original version on the Nintendo Wii, but I never got that game. So the Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch was my first. So do I like it? Do I think it's mediocre? Or was my worst nightmare true and I do think it's one of the worst games ever? Well, there's only one way to find out. Welcome to Weirdo Review! Like the intro, I made it myself. Anyways, welcome to an experiment series. Well, I do reviews and everything. I never really like to do reviews, not because I hate doing reviews or I hate people reviewing, but mainly because I never thought I had any unique opinions from others or anything like that. Because what I want to express about my opinion about a game, I think everyone else has already done it, but better. But this is an experiment series to see whether I like to do reviews or I think my opinion is unique enough. And let me know in the comments below whether you want me to continue doing reviews and all that. But enough about that. You're not here to see me ramble about experiment series and how much I do reviews or whatever. You're here about Xenoblade Chronicles and my opinion about it. So, first of all, let's talk about story. You play as... For the sake of this part of the video, let's just say you're playing as Sulk. Sulk is a geeky guy who likes building weapons and such and doing research about stuff like the Monada. Along the way, you will meet people like Ryan, Fiora, Dunban and many more. And I think this is one of the strongest points of the game. All characters are unique from each other. It shows multiple personalities in one character, a lot of character development, even if it's so little. And the most important one in my opinion, showing more than one emotion during certain events. Trust me, I have rarely seen that in any media. It's like the only time the main protagonist can be angry is when a damsel in distress is in trouble and when a man does a rape face. But back to my point, the character personality in this game is pretty good. How Saul got the Monada, how Dunban is Dunban, and his love interest, Fiona, is actually a very likable character. She's not your usual damsel in distress. She can fight for herself and honestly one of the best playable characters in this game. Isn't this the part where you cry in agony as to why they killed one of your favorite characters? See, I would be. But Danganronpa. Well, now is a good time to talk about mechons. See, they are basically sentient robots in which they are causing mayhem in the Bionis. And the problem with them is that you can't really hurt them unless you have the Monado. Or throttle them, but that is less cool. So after they destroyed the colony,
I think they destroyed the colony? You go out with Ryan to seek out revenge for Fiona and destroy all Mechons.
Can you embrace the cheese?
Okay, I need to point this out because this will be a recurring thing. The story can be very cheesy at times. There is nothing wrong with it. In fact, some may say there's no originality anymore. Hence, all stories are cheesy. But this one feels stacked. Layers upon layers of cheesiness. And it's not even minor ones, it's pretty big ones. Like how Sock will save everyone in the brick of the moment by the power of plot. Or how we need to save a boy because they lost everything because he wanted to save the hostess as soon as possible. Which, by the way,
give Juju a rest. He's a 13-year-old boy who lost almost everything and still wanted to save everyone else. Tell me that you made a good life decision when you were 13. I definitely didn't.
I mean, you still don't.
Hey!
Anyway, Xenoblade's story isn't bad. In fact, it's very engaging. It's one of those rare things for me because of good voice acting. How they express themselves and the characters' movements makes me just want to know about the world, the lore, the motivation, the suffering, everything. To the point one cutscene could take over 15 minutes. It's to the point that my Switch goes into screen saving mode because I haven't touched my controller for a while. The length of the story is both a blessing and a curse. Blessing because how mind-blowing some of the information we get and how much culture and lore has been planted in this world. Curse because with every mind-blowing scene, there just so happen to be cliché cheesiness movements. Though the cutscenes are way better than the Wii version because of that. How in the world did you guys even play this?
The walking animation in this game is still weird.
True.
Though that does lead us to the presentation of this game, and well, do I need to say anything? I mean, just look at it.
Actually, the render looks so pixelated like they have been upscaled to 720p.
Because it was a mistake. See, I was streaming the game while I was playing this, only to later realize when I completed the game was that I was recording a 1080p game in 720p. So I had to upscale it again in 1080p, making it lose more quality, and if I could drink alcohol, I would.
I should also mention that I had to compress the file again because, you know, my editing program wouldn't take over 200 gigabyte of footages, so to say that this game is beautiful would be an understatement. The whole world looks amazing, to the point I just want to stop what I am doing and just enjoy the view, day in and out. And it helps that the biosystem in this game works so well. You can tell the planning and crafting the world was given utmost care, especially this version because, well, like I mentioned, it made me stop doing everything. I don't usually like to stand still in the games, especially when there's so many things to do in the game. But this is an exception. But that isn't to say that the game in presentation is bad either. From sound effects to voice acting to interaction after battle.
Thank you, Rikita.
Good job, everyone!
I love Ricky. Ricky is probably my favorite character in this game, period. I wish there was like a gameplay mechanic where I could talk with him heart to heart. I said, I wish there was a gameplay mechanic where I could talk with him heart to
Heart-to-heart system is basically interaction system that two of the playable characters can, well, have an interaction with each other heart to heart. You will also have choices. Pick the correct one and you raise the affection. Wrong one and you will lose affection. I actually like the system, but it's annoying to grind for it. You need to reach a certain affection to talk with each other, and personally, I don't like that. If they just removed the grinding, I would have no complaint. I would just enjoy it 100%. Time setting can also be a bit annoying, but a quick change time makes it forgiving, to be honest.
Keep in mind that if you want to talk with certain someone, you need to talk with them either in the morning, afternoon, evening, and or night. So note that down if you want to talk with everyone. Everyone. With that said, if someone rang the bell or you need to get lunch, so need to make something or anything like that, there is a pause button, so thank God for that.
And finally, the music is, well,
as a musician, I'll never be as that good.
have I said beautiful in this video yet? The music feels so special for each and every location. And the time change makes different music too, like Colony 9-Day music. And then night music. The music is prioritizing more so on string instruments, which fits the environments of the world too, as is not modernized city, but a vast world that not many has explored at all. So to give the adventure type, string instruments makes the most sense in my opinion. So good job on that department. Though that is not to say they don't have any badass music like epic electric guitar. And soft melodic lines.
This is a side note, but I did make a Xenoblade Chronicles main theme cover in my music channel, Critical Maxim. So do check it out after this video. Thank you. With that said, the story and the presentation of this game is just good. It's beautiful, inspiring, and honestly, I didn't think the game would be this beautiful. But this is a video game, not a movie. So ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out the main course of this game, the gameplay.
In Xenoblade, you have 8 different action commands and 1 permanent alt moves. Those are called arts and talent respectively. Arts can be in various forms, from healing party members, attacking monsters, buffing, debuffing, and all in between. The same goes for talents. Some use it to reload their weapons, while others use it for massive damage. It depends on characters to characters, and that is another excellent point of the game. So many choices. What party members do you want to play? What arts they will use? In order will they go for chain attacks, also known as ultimate team combo move? Gems to use to give you more XP, stronger, faster, etc. and many more. And don't even forget.
And Sok only has 8 arts. Actually, you can only have 8 active arts. Why?
Yeah, I personally feel limited that I can only use 8 arts at times. I feel like I need to remove very important art just to add another art that maybe is slightly better, and hoping that my team is balanced enough not to die. Personally, I would like if they had 10 arts instead of 8. I think that would be more balanced, and hey, more choices are good. Though that might also break the game, so I don't know. I personally feel 8 arts is limited in this limitless choices. And Sulk having only 8, besides Morado having more, but we'll talk about that more later, is kind of dumb. There's an art that I didn't want to use at all, but because I didn't get new arts, I was forced to use them or just completely ignore it. I somehow found the right time to use it, but I would rather have more arts than forced to find a better techniques behind it.
But hang on a moment, didn't you just say that the Monada has more than one talent? Yes, I did. If only most of them wasn't used to avoid danger.
See, Sork has a cool system where he can see the future and know when the enemy will do special attacks that could kill your teammates and or you. So you can use your Monada's talent to protect your teammate getting damaged, preventing them from dying. And do you see the problem here? So you can use your talents to give your teammate enhancement, which I always do in the beginning of the fight because more damage. But other than that, using talent might cost you and your teammate lives, and then you need to revive them and hope that they don't. Oh my goodness!
Oh, and by the way, make sure that you have at least one blue bar to revive your teammate. How do you gain that blue bar? Easy. You just need to hit a certain sweet spot in your enemies, say behind, in front, on the side, so on and so forth. Oh, and make sure that you use them or not, because if you have 3 of them, you can use a team combo. But once you use a team combo, you use all of them. So be careful whether you use a team combo or use one bar. And don't die. And this is the biggest negative of this game. Grinding. The level curve in this game is absolutely ridiculous. Even if you're one level off, you could either be in a train wreck where all your characters will die in 5 seconds, or you can beat the game without breaking a sweat.
Of course, you can just do the side quests and level up faster, making the grinding less tedious. But most of the side quests from what I have seen is mostly coins and not much experience points, with maybe 1 or 2 area being a big exception. I think balancing the EXP and coins would be wiser, but I digress. I remember having a very hard time to beat the final boss, so instead of trying to beat the boss by knowing the patterns, trying new strategies, I was forced to grind to their current level, and the boss became, well, that easy. I think that's the biggest weak point of the game. The game isn't balanced for me. The challenge became from meh instead of booyah, that was amazing. It's either too easy or too hard, rarely in the middle. So, maybe because I grinded a bit much at times. But when the game becomes impossible, when you are underleveled, what else can I do?
But the gameplay is still fun. I had a fun experiencing, I had a fun playing, I had a fun seeing, hearing, I had a fun being in that game. And it's been a while since I had that much fun in a AAA game. So, do I recommend this game? Yes, with a big asterisk. The game is pretty long, the story is pretty cheesy, and the grinding is just bad. So it's very hard to recommend when you don't like any of those. But if you can bypass every one of those and see the amazing storyline at times, the fun gameplay mechanics, and just the amazing presentation, both visual and audible, it's one of the best games I have ever played. With that said, you don't need to do all the side quests right now. Mainly because one, you can't do it in your first playthrough. There's around 420 and you can only do 400 per one playthrough or something like that. And two, there's something called New Game Plus, which personally, I like to play New Game Plus in my own free time, mainly because if I have a bad day or anything, I can just do whatever I want. I already know what the story is, the ending is, and I'm just overpowered, so the story can wait for me, and I just want to have fun, explore things that maybe I haven't explored before. You get the idea. Now, excuse me, I need to... I never played Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I heard it's a love-hate relationship, but god damn it, give me some time. I spent 60 hours just finishing Xenoblade Chronicles, and I still need to review Xenoblade Chronicles Extra Story, so I might be winded out by Xenoblade Chronicles. With that said, let's say if I get 64 likes in this video, because Nintendo 64, I'll do Xenoblade Chronicles 2 review right after the Extra Story review. Sounds fair? Sounds fair. With that said, thank you so much for watching this video. Did you like? Cannot be deleted. Cannot. With that said... Why is he breaking the protocol?